match fixing, and this has even happened in like pro esports tournaments. There have been some very famous cases of players being banned. How do you address that?
How big is your revenue target for the next, say, 24 months? Like, where do you intend to be?
We are entering into the agentic economy.
Who is actually the user?
Our vision is to bring the world on blockchain.
For what use case?
Why don't you double down on this Southeast Asia corridor and Middle East versus trying to focus on India?
Trust whom? The agent or the human?
No, my point was, why can't Reclaim do it? Why do they need you to do it?
We are here at Aptos Accelerator powered by Emergent, जहाँ पर अब we are here for daily auditions.
The Delhi founders have some fun applications, maybe if Delhi is more known for that.
We're definitely hoping for a lot more quirk in the presentations.
Here people, they're hustlers, they don't stop. You call them at 3 a.m, they pick it up and get to work.
6 teams Delhi के अंदर compete करने वाले हैं.
From esports to finance and everything in between.
It's a development abstraction platform.
We are a crypto neobank.
We are building a reputation layer.
And हमारे judges हैं Naresh from Aptos.
The other judges, they don't want to take the hit. So I'll take one for the team. Try to be the bad cop.
Sharanya from Emergent.
I don't want to talk about token listings when the product hasn't even reached the first customer.
साथ में crypto researcher and investor Kunal Goyal.
I'm from Delhi, so I'll be excited to see what Delhi founders have.
जो आज इन pitches को बारीकी से assess करेंगे.
I'm not looking for copy-paste applications. I think if they're building something new, if they're building something for specifically the emerging market crowds, I think that would be very interesting.
I'm quite excited. I think I want founders to be, realistic about where their product is currently, and as well as at the same time have the ambition of, purely venture backable business. So those would be the two things I look forward to.
Crisp in your answers, hitting the nail rather than beating around the bush. So I would like, founders to avoid this.
जैसे हीरे extreme heat में गड़े जाते हैं, we'll soon discover if this June heat in Delhi will grant our investors their diamond hands.
Oh, when I woke up, I felt like I want to wake up today and conquer the world.
Excited, happy. Started a bit early, so a bit sleepy as well. But yeah.
तो दोस्तों, 4 cities, 24 teams, $250,000 in funding and up to $100,000 in grants. This is the Aptos Accelerator powered by Emergent.
Hello everyone, my name is Vasu Chaturvedi and we're building Espotz, which is an essential competitive gaming platform. Right now, if you're a player, there's no guarantee that you're going to get paid. It could be maybe 3 months, 6 months. You don't know where the price pool comes in. And that's happened even with big scale publishers. That's the layer that is really lacking at the grassroots level across all games in Web 2. A huge percentage of player bases don't get the kind of results that they're looking for. What about the guys who are trying to make their way into this ecosystem, right? There's nothing for them. It allows you to have opportunities to both participate, find out what are the best events happening, at the same time get paid so that you can keep moving along in your professional journey. We're also building a community layer engagement on it. What that means is that prediction platforms happen. So it's not just the players who reach out and get the prize pools. If you're a normal viewer, you could make a wager as well. And additionally, we're building a competitive layer, which means that if you are wanting to challenge him for $50 on Valorant, you could do that on our platform as well. So it's not just about requiring a mass of users to be participating. It allows us to scale across games. We can plug into the APIs and then be able to do this at scale rather than relying on any manual intervention. Right now, the process for most organizers, it's manual. There is no way for them to scale dramatically or rapidly. And we're hoping to essentially address this problem. At the same time, help them deploy the prize pools, get them to even recoup it from their community. So it's additional revenue streams for everyone.
One challenge that I foresee is that I think you said that there will be betting between sort of smaller games in the sense of like prestige. And there has been a problem of like match fixing. And this has even happened in like pro esports tournaments. There have been some very famous cases of players being banned. So how do you address that?
Because of the player history, the match history, you get a fair sense of idea about their caliber, the skill level that they're at. So you attribute a ranking mechanism for that. That allows us to understand, okay, if they're playing against a lower base competitor and they're trying to obscure the results, there is that tracking that comes in. Plus, before a match begins, that's when the wagers lock. So we're not doing those live odds like other platforms would look at do, because that could help against tuning the results.
Roughly how much do you make every tournament?
Yes. So right now we've kept it flexible. We're looking at 1 to 3% because it's the early stage for us. Eventually, once we start seeing a higher echelon of events happening, we would look to make the changes in the.
How big is your revenue target for the next, say, 24 months? Like, where do you intend to be?
So the next goal right now, once we have integrated the payment pathways, we're going to essentially start to monetize these events. Right now, these 5,000 players that came on board, they did 6 events. The next cohort we're onboarding, it's going to be looking at around 25 to 50,000 players that we bring in.
Yeah, my only advice to you would be you'd need a lot of money for the user acquisition side. So please plan accordingly.
Thank you. That's so.
Thank you.
I like the passion, I like the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Passion, and I think it was like really feeling.
You could see it.
Over 70% of volume in the traditional finance and Web2 is coming from algorithmic trading, and AI is actually making it leveraging it more. We are seeing in the coming 2 years, every trader either will be using already existing AI or they will be leveraging it. I am Vikas Singh. I'm the co-founder of XTrading.exchange, and we have built first ever hands-free experience for voice trading. This is in front of you. We are the first company in the world right now to build the whole full stack for not just agents, not just humans, everything that you can think of. It actually takes care from a newbie who can just simply talk to it and it will just do the trade. So you can simply say, hey, go long, or go long at so much price with this much quantity. It's built completely novel on top of our existing trading platform. It's into the crypto derivatives stack. This is for the MCP, because for humans and pro traders, there is one more area, agents. How does agent discover your platform? Because when we are entering into the AI economy, we are entering into the agentic economy. That's where we need these kind of agent discovery protocol, on which our platform already is available today.
Do you think your liquidity will be better than something that integrates like a broader range of chains, dexes, everything that is available?
Very good question, because you want to first think from the ground up again. Everybody else is actually dependent on external. Of course, that is permissionless, but we have seen some places where you cannot actually do it in that much seamless manner. Permissionless stays there. When you actually want to, you can see the friction. There will be no one who will be able to compete with us, because that's the hard work they are actually avoiding just by creating the user interface and just integrating with them.
Okay. Well, it is more a dex play than a...
It's more of a dex play. These all things will actually act in the distribution.
Who is actually the user? The user is a pro trader who is going to trade there, has a different interface. The user who is maybe a newbie has a different interface. Why is it like... To me, it's extremely confusing. Like, we don't know who the user is.
The first step would be like people will be coming on XTrading.exchange. There will be very simple exposure, progressive thing that, hey, what kind of user you are.
I still think with Club Wars, I was just looking at a list yesterday. 15 different teams that are well funded. It's going to be a battle. Maybe the experience it gives you an edge.
Yes.
Two नजरिया दिखे हैं अभी हमको. Like, हारा user, उसका understanding अभी नहीं है इतना.
I think maybe because also super pre-seed or बहुत ही new, I think he's also figuring it out ki what are the user actually wanting. So,
But he has like a lot of the tech buzzwords though.
Yeah.
He has MCP, AI, vibe trading. I'm very impressed by the buzzwords that they've sort of gotten.
Yeah.
You know, in sports betting, there are only 15 big guys, and they have cornered the market to the extent there's 800 billion sports betting revenue every year to be made, and there are 15 guys who are making multiple of billion each year. And what they are doing, they are facilitating smaller dudes to connect to them, provide them the services, but on the contrary, they charge 75% of the revenue from these guys. One word, in one sentence, I can say Kryzel is an infra layer that we are building, which will facilitate anybody to start their sports betting operation without any code requirement, without any capital. We are creating an ecosystem where community contribute to the liquidity pool capital, which mimics the capital all these big behemoths have. And on the other end, we facilitate small bookmakers to come to us, use this capital, which will guard them against the losses, potential losses on a particular day, which they can incur. And we facilitate these guys to build up a platform on the no-code basis. So it's something like a Shopify experience. So we have two ends to it. One is the liquidity pool infra layer, which the community puts in the money. And in return, they get the revenue out of the businesses of this sports book operation, the guys who are attaching to us. So effectively, you can see it as like a DeFi where you have liquidity pool staking and there's a revenue to be made out of it, which is the API form. On the other side, we have the end bettors. So this becomes like a P2B exchange. So when we have a P2P exchange system and there's no single entity who are actually taking up all the profit, the licensing needs goes away because there's no single owner of the business. It's a DAO.
The liquidity pool capital will come from broad users. So if there could be losses for, like your own personal capital, or like if a small bookmaker is doing it, the same can apply to the LP pool as well, right?
Yeah, again, we are introducing the concept of skin in the game. The bookmaker will also park some of his money with us.
So that kind of takes care of the incentive problem where
So that we don't want to go rogue.
Okay.
We have built a lot of checks and balances for that. The whole voting system, community-driven voting, community-driven management.
On the access space, you mentioned we are completely regulated in terms of because we're a DAO. Therefore, the individual responsibility of who's funding this doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a DeFi people.
Is there an attempt to make it more mainstream for a lot more Indian mainstream users to access
That's the beauty. That's the whole motivation for us to enter into the Aptos keyless ecosystem, right? So make it more mainstream. Sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thanks.
I think the challenge is growing the traction. It's a marketplace. So you're always hoping that the other person solves the hard problem, which is getting the users. हमने tech बना दिया है, let someone else find the users.
So, hi everyone, my name is Divyansh. I'm the founder of SinQlarity. And with SinQlarity, our vision is to bring the world on blockchain. While doing that, we figured out that it's not just the technical complexities that hold us back for adoption. It's also the use case awareness. The market doesn't know what blockchain can do for you. It's more than just tokens. It's about business automation. We help them straighten their use cases. We help them integrate Web3 and make their businesses more efficient. So how do we do that? For doing that, we have some features. With us, you can code with just JavaScript. Nothing more needed. With us, you can integrate multiple infrastructure with just that same SDK. Apart from this, we also provide you unlimited scalability and personalizability. So with us, we have some modules that we give to our consumers that they can mend to their businesses and make their own. Right now, we have 3 solutions that we are catering to. The cult program, we are targeting B2C brands in India, where we are providing them with community economy solutions like loyalty program, DAO-like structures, and gamification of their community. For Uni 3, we are onboarding universities where there are student-run administrations, certificate decentralization and verification. And for the EV tokenization part, we are tokenizing energy for the battery swapping and battery charging startups and giving them the control over their community.
Is there a demand from, Web 2 medium-sized companies to use blockchain? And for what use case?
Right now, the market is everybody is building communities, and you never know what's going to work with your community. How's your customers going to respond to that? हम लोग क्या करते हैं? When we introduce tokens into the story, it becomes easier for them to first of all experiment with things. Okay, ये नहीं चला तो ये मॉड्यूल ऐसे लगा दिया, ये नहीं चला तो ये मॉड्यूल ऐसे लगा दिया. Gamification आसान हो जाता है. And second thing, with this whole token thing, we are able to monetize it on a per transaction basis. कि जब भी उनका user transact करता है तो हमें थोड़े से पैसे मिलते हैं.
So where does the transaction happen? Like I'll pay for my credit card or bank account.
So अभी क्या है? अभी के लिए we have a solution जहाँ पे इनका पूरा solution Aptos पे चल रहा है. So जो interactions है सारे Aptos पे हो रहे हैं. But जो हमने जो tokens है उन्हें monetize नहीं करा हुआ है because of government rules, right? So for this what we are doing is हम लोग उनको एक gas wallet type का देते हैं जिसमें एक type fees कटेगी whenever the user transacts. तो जो business है उन्हें पता है कि जब किसी ने खरीदा तो हमारे wallet से 2 रुपये कटे. इसमें हमारी technical cost भी आ गई, maintenance cost भी आ गई और इसमें हमारा कट गई. अब पर ट्रांजैक्शन जब उसके 2 रुपये कट रहे हैं तो उन्हें दिक्कत नहीं हो रही क्योंकि उन्हें पता है कि मैं 1500 लेट से 500 रुपये 1000 रुपये का ऑर्डर वैल्यू उसमें 2 रुपये कट रहा है और मेरे को अपनी कम्युनिटी के लिए एक एंगेजिंग चीज़ मिल रही है. सो दे आर वेरी हैप्पी अबाउट. नॉर्मल सोल्यूशन से इतना इंटरेक्शन होता है, हमारे साथ 30% मोर आ रहा है. जितना ज़्यादा दिखेगा उतना ज़्यादा बिकेगा. दैट्स व्हाई यू गो विद अस, नॉट द ऑर्डिनरी सोल्यूशंस.
And to the Web3 SDK though is completely separate in my opinion, no? From like the abstracting developer experience or like both of that is completely separate, like loyalty and that, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. These are basically Shopify for anybody, any brand who wants to use blockchain. So that's something that's worked well in India for private blockchains. Public blockchain में इतना चला नहीं है क्योंकि you have these regulations, rules and all.
Hello everyone, my name is Kumar Chetan Tyagi, I'm the CEO of PlutoPe. Let me ask you something. How many of you have ever owned crypto but actually struggled to use it? Your money is sitting down in a wallet and unable to be moved, unable to be cashed out, unable to be spent. Now imagine an app which just works for crypto, just like UPI. All your wallets, all your debit cards, all your global banking rails in one simple app. That is PlutoPe. People have been freezed out of their bank accounts because they sold their crypto on P2P exchanges. We have inbuilt off-ramp and on-ramp systems specifically built for Indian market. You simply enter your Aadhaar number, get a OTP verified, and done. Voila, you're good to go. Our business model is very simple. We have a wallet as service where people come, deposit their money, swap, buy and sell. We make very small percentage out of it, which is 0.5%. Everybody charges a hefty fee to join a debit card. We charge only $15 upfront. And after that, there's no spending fee, nothing. Just spend it globally wherever you want. Only 1% Forex charge, which competes with majority of banks, especially in India. Let's say you deposit $1,000 in PlutoPe or one of our competitors. You'll be left out with almost $700 to spend after fees on rest of the competitors, and you'll still have $980+ to spend on PlutoPe. That's the almost 24% of your money still saved in your hands. Our global GTM is we have key partners whom we have partnered with. They distribute our debit cards to their employees, to their partner clients, and we had picked up the market from their own.
What are the unlocks that you've made, the security improvements that you've made on the Web3 wallet side?
Correct. So we're integrating first is account abstraction. We're coming with this next month. After integrating known EVM chains, we are currently basically on EVM plus Bitcoin. Second, we are coming up with wallet insurance. One of our providers based in US, backed by BitGo, is providing non-custodial insurance to the users. So what happens is, let's say you deposit $100 worth of crypto, you can simply pay 1% and get it insured.
FIU registration is already there.
It's already in process, probably expecting next week because the process is very lengthy.
Why don't you double down on this Southeast Asia corridor and Middle East versus trying to focus on India, because this is, I think, more regulatory vulnerable to operate in India for scale.
We actually are planning to go out and test out our solutions with 7-Eleven in Bangkok.
Okay.
There are some stores which have our QR code already in Bangkok, where people can come in and pay through crypto.
I wish you all the best. Like I said, I'd love to be a user in the future, and it's very impressive that this has come out of India and that you've built it right here.
Thank you so much.
I'm very impressed.
I will completely under the radar.
It just sounds impossible that this is in India. Like, honestly, from my perspective, it just sounds, how is this even possible?
Transact is being built out of India, and if they didn't do it, and they're the second largest on-ramp off-ramp provider globally, so how come this suddenly
they're raising like a middle?
Yeah.
What? I mean, they can be raising 50.
It goes like, really double tilt on this.
Myself, Suresh Chaudhary from Zeru Finance. We are building a reputation layer on chain, basically, right? So if you see in the world of agents, and the problem is to trust whom, the agent or the human, right? That's why we're bringing in the reputation layer to on-chain. So what we do is, like, we track all your on-chain activities across all the blockchains, various protocols, and we train our AI model on neural network and generate a reputation score for every wallet. And to make this reputation score, what we generate to be verifiable, we have made it as an eigen AVS completely. So what are the score is generated by our AI model? It is verified by the network of operators in the eigen ecosystem. And now what we do is, like, just your reputation score is not important for a wallet, as I said. Your real world identity is also important, because that actually comes and mixes with your on-chain data that gives exactly what kind of person you are. How do we differentiate between them? Ours is an AI neural network where the network is unknown and it is not decentralized, I would say, right? Where it is not verified by the network of operators. So that is where we are trying to solve first in our GTM strategy, where we go to all these on-chain or DeFi or Web3 crypto projects and tell them how they can utilize this reputation layer. Let's say perps can go and based on this reputation score, they can manage their leverage. So all these decisions depends completely on the DeFi protocol, but we give the insights about the user.
All blockchain data is public, right? So the data that you're sort of using for generating like that score is similar to like anyone else as well. So which score, because the data is public, so there is no private data here.
Exactly. I would say, like, the major differentiator in the technical terms here will be our AI neural network model. The data is there publicly. Anyone can take that data and analyze it. But to put up into proper usage, that is where it is like looking at like billions of data, I would say, right? There, a human cannot work. Only the AI neural network models can work. We take that data, train our AI models based on the user behavior, and to verify that again, there is a network of ethics.
And on the identity piece, we have a portfolio company that's also on ZK-TLS side.
I believe Reclaim, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We are partnered with Reclaim to bring all those real-world identities using ZK-TLS to on-chain using Reclaim.
No, my point was, why can't Reclaim do it? Why do they need you to do it?
Reclaim is just providing a platform using ZK-TLS, but the use cases are so many there.
Yeah.
We are just taking one of the use cases and bringing all these identities to on-chain, which can work along with our reputation scope. So on-chain plus off-chain. Right?
Yeah.
Just with on-chain data, you cannot tell that how good user you are.
I just think there's very little differentiation. I think anyone can generate that score and free Degen score, give it for free.
Yeah.
Correct?
Degen score is different.
So like you could always just go and check. So I just think that how do you charge for something like that?
Yeah.
Your ideas only get clearer as you build, but drive, that's what gets funded.
We'll make it with or without funding. We'll bootstrap it. That's how we've been doing. So everything just works out in a positive manner.
When you are presenting a perfection, there's hardly a scope for improvement.
And with that unbelievable passion, those who stop, reflect, and course correct go the longest.
The story could have been better, put in some better words.
GTM strategies in detail, what are the partners we are working? Those are some things definitely I could have explained it much better.
Start slow. I started to go ham on the pitch deck. I could have kept it slow.
Now let's hear it from the judges about how they felt.
I was blown away by some of the sort of the projects and products that are being built out.
But you also see founders that are trying to sell you buzzwords. So I have a mixed feeling from the teams that pitched today.
I do think that Delhi met the expectations, not just from the founders, but also from the community folks who are out here. It's very, very hot, but they all reached on time, and it was a great coming together of the Web3 community here. So I'm very happy with the response.
Exactly. मेरे को तो बहुत मजा आया engaging with the super energetic crypto community of Delhi, hosting exclusive sessions, networking and doing fun activities with the DEET hodlers. दिल्ली के ऑडिशंस हुए खत्म. क्या लगता है कौन सी टीम्स जाएंगी बैंगलोर फॉर द एक्सेलरेटर? PlutoPe, Espotz, XTrading, Kryzel, Zeru या SinQlarity? आप कमेंट सेक्शन को बना दो प्रेडिक्शन मार्केट. तब तक हम पहुंचते हैं हमारे अगले शहर में. See you guys in the next episode.